Right, you're on News 360, and we're going back to the Coconut Grove Hotel, which is on fire. We understand the hotel is on fire, as we've shown you a couple of moments ago. The hotel is owned by the 2016 PPP flag bearer and business mogul, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom. And the place caught fire late Saturday afternoon, and the hotel's compound houses, the GN Bank, as well as BTA TV, all belonging to Group Indom. Although the cause of the fire is yet to be determined, TVT reporter Saloma Menya reports it may have possibly started from the television station. And from the pictures that we've shown you, we saw smoke which also flew over the offices of TV3 as far as about 200 meters away from the building. And we will go back to the situation and speak to Salom Menya, our reporter, who can bring us an update on the situation. Hello, Salom, if you can hear us, what update can you bring us at the moment?
Hello?
Yeah, Salom, what can you tell us about the situation at the Coconut Grove Hotel? Has the fire been brought under control?
Yes, but then what happened was that we have now come into the premises of the Ghana Immigration Service, and we're told that there is a fire hydrant in the premises, and because of that, workers of the Ghana Immigration Service who are around, they've moved all these car tires that were parked behind the building, right behind the structure that is on fire. They've removed all the tires to make way or access to the fire, the hydrant. That is what is happening here, and we are told that some government officials are going to be here soon, so we are waiting to get them and speak to them.
Yeah, Salom, we've just noticed that we're seeing a lot of vehicle tires on your screen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That we were told that there was a location where there was a fire hydrant. So it means that the tender accessed water from that point. And these tires were parked at that particular place. And as you can see, the building, a portion of the building or a section of the building just came down. I don't know if you heard a loud scream. And we are trying to get there. If you can just hold on a bit. We are at the Immigration Service premises. And this is right behind the structure that is on fire. If you can see in your spot, the structure that is on fire. And this one is from the Immigration Service point of view. This one is actually from the Immigration Service point of view. And this is where that we are told that the fire hydrant is. That was why the tires were removed from the place in other fire service hydrant.
Yeah, Salom, we can see a building on fire right now. Which building is that?
The building is the same building, the same building that houses ATV and then the BCA and also the GN. Also, that is what is on fire. And as you can see, the fire has raised the portion where the research station was all the way to, this is like the midsection of the structure.
I can see somebody trying with a fire extinguisher. I mean, is that the most sensible and secure thing to do right now?
You know, everybody wants to help. I don't know, but everybody wants to help because it looks like the fire tender, they've run out of water. So people are now trying something.
All right. Well, you're watching this breaking news situation live on TV3, and it is the Coconut Grove Hotel, which also houses the BTV, GN Bank, and it is near the immigration offices in Accra. All right, and our reporter there is Saloma Menya, who has been bringing us an update on the situation. And yeah, Salom, you are giving us some shots right now. What is happening?
Yes, this is right behind the structure. And the fire tenders have run out of water again, like we experienced earlier. And so now everybody is actually looking on helping. That's why you see some people trying to use extinguishers, some buckets of water, and the rest trying to douse the fire.
Right. Salom Amenya, broadcast journalist from TV3, on the premises of Coconut Grove Hotel, bringing us an update on the building that has caught fire. The building also houses the BTV station as well as the GN Bank. So, Portia, I'm sure you'll be watching from the background what we've been doing. So I'm sure you can also have an input. Now, maybe you may like to ask a few questions, put a few questions to Salom Mabenya.
Yes, and Salom, what is the difficulty in putting out the fire?
We have 4 fire tenders there, and what is happening is that they are not able to put out the fire, and then they run out of water. So they have to go back and get some more water and come. And the period between them going back to get the water and coming back, by the time they come back, the fire would have actually and it is really big.
And some from what we are seeing now, I think almost everyone is trying to help. Early on, we saw some personnel of the Ghana Police Service also trying to put out the fire.
Yes, we have the Ghana Police Service here. We have the immigration service. We are actually in the premises of the immigration service to get a better view of the structure that is on fire. Everybody is trying to help. All hands on deck. That is what it is. We just saw an explosion. I don't know if you saw it. There was an explosion right now, and I mean, well.
So does this suggest that Ghana National Fire Service, they have inadequate personnel to put out the fire?
Come again, boss.
I'm saying, does this suggest that personnel of the Ghana National Service, they are inadequate to put out the fire?
Okay. There is a small structure behind the immigration office, and that also had been affected. And we don't know what actually that structure does, what it is for. But we see some personnel of the immigration service trying to ensure that it doesn't extend to that point. We've seen that the fire service, it looks like that there is a tender on the other side that is also trying to douse the fire from that point. That is the northern section of the building. And we can hear sirens. It looks like the fire tender is returning. So this small structure here behind the main office inside the Ghana Immigration Service is being affected. And they are trying to ensure it is at the roof, and they are trying to ensure that it doesn't extend.
Now, Salam, we know that the Coconut Grove Hotel is owned by Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom. Have you seen him around?
Yeah, I've not seen him around. Workers of the place, that is the TV station, and also the bank and the hotel, who are around, some who were wailing earlier and expressing shock at what has happened. And gradually you can see it is left, I can count about 5 windows, and this should be like about 10 rooms that is left as far as this structure is concerned. And gradually the fire is coming gradually to the very last room. It is now at the roof, as far as the last background room is concerned, and that is where we are told is an office for investment. It's part of the GN Bank offices.
So these are live pictures from the Coconut Grove Hotel. It was established 23 years ago in Ghana and owned by Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom, the 2016 flag bearer of the PPP. The hotel is a 3-star one with branches across the country. And just this afternoon, fire engulfed the hotel, and the hotel compound houses the GN Bank as well as BTA TV, all belonging to Group Indom. And although the cause of the fire is yet to be determined, we know that it may have possibly started from the television station, and billows of smoke could be seen emanating from the top floor of one of the structures engulfed by the fire. And the Ghana Police Service and Fire Service are also there to keep the fire under control. But there is a difficulty as they have run out of water, and the hotel is also close to the headquarters of the Ghana Immigration Service, and there are fears that it may spread over there, sir.
Right, and that's why we've seen some officers of the Ghana Immigration Service fighting the fire from their point of view. We've seen some individuals also trying to spray some chemicals on the fire, trying to douse it to make sure it goes down. It doesn't look exactly hopeless from now. Right, it doesn't look like a hopeless situation. Everybody is making they're putting in their small efforts to make sure they control the fire. What we don't know is whether somebody is directing how the fire should be fought. And Salam, if you can hear us, have you spotted Billy Anaglate around?
Not yet. I'm told he is around, but I've not spotted him yet. But another worrying situation is that where we are currently also houses the genset for the Ghana Immigration Service. That is where the genset is housed, and you know what comes with the genset fuel. So we have to ensure that this fire does not extend to their premises. And we are told that the hotel itself, Coconut Grove, today they just filled their gas, and they are using not just cylinders, but a very huge tank. And so it is a very worrying situation that we are praying that the fire service will be able to bring this fire under control in a little bit.
So, all right. Salam, can you confirm if everyone has been evacuated?
Yes, everybody has been evacuated. There's nothing like casualty to fight this incident is concerned. There's nothing like it. And as you can see, it has moved to the last one up now. It has moved to the roof actually on fire now, and that is the way it starts. Everybody here is complaining that this has taken too long. It has taken too long to bring this fire under control because we are told it started around 4:30 p.m. and we are still here. We are told that the gas that they are talking about, well, you can see it floating here. We are told that the gas that they are talking about, that is for the Coconut Grove, that was still today. It's just after the very last shaft where the fire is growing. So it means that all hands will have to be on deck. I don't know if it's possible for other fire stations to join in this fight. I don't know, but I believe that something needs to be done. We are still in the premises of the Ghana Immigration Service. That is where we are now. Okay, so first we can also see the NADMO has joined in. NADMO has also joined in, and that the fire will be doused or brought under control soon. We can. I think. Well, I believe it's the government official or somebody who's coming in. We just had a lot of speaking. We believe that maybe it's the government official that has just come in.
Salam, which shot are you giving us right now?
Yes, we are trying to get on the camera who the government official who just came in. That is what we are trying to do. We are trying to do that.
What we're seeing right now, it is not exactly a fire situation. Does it mean the fire has been brought under control from the shots we're seeing right now?
No, this is the premises, the yard of the Ghana Immigration Service. And I believe it's more like the safest place now. But right behind us is where the structure is bent. See the light, the camera has actually put it there. You can see it is the fire that has brightened up that place like that.
Looks like they are discussing the strategy, trying to find out how to fight the fire. Can you take us back to where the fire is? So for our viewers to see exactly what is happening.
Okay, so as you can see, I was telling you earlier that this structure is more of a structure supported by and then bricks.
Right.
And so the earlier shot showed you where the fire was just at the roof. Now it has actually swept through the roof, and the windows are breaking because they are made of glass. And I can see that the last room is almost being also swept through by fire. That is what is up.
Yeah, a while ago you spoke about the return of one of the fire tenders with some sirens blowing in the background. We can also see some of the fire in your shot right now. Has the tender returned? What is it doing right at the moment?
No, it was not a fire tender, but it was on government. We are yet to identify who that is. We are yet to identify who that is. I think we are still waiting on the fire tender. Like I said earlier, because they go to refill and come back, a lot happens. And as you can see, the windows coming off and documents in there being raised by the fire.
Now, Salom, can you tell us the extent of damage at the hotel? Is it just a portion of the hotel or the whole hotel?
No, it's just a portion. You know Coconut Grove very well. Once you enter through, they have the enter or the exit gate. Once you enter, there's this place on your right-hand side. And they have a salon. They also have the GM Bank offices. They have the ATV and BTA, all of them in that premises. It's a wooden structure. It's actually a one-story, and the top is a wooden structure. Beneath is some bricks that have been used as pillars to hold the structure, and that is the structure that is on fire. And there's a place where it connects to a bar, and then to the restaurant, and then to the kitchen. That is where they also have the swimming pool, if you know the Coconut Grove very well. But all these places, we saw smoke there, but there's not been fire actually. But it is this structure that has been on fire since 4:30.
All right, Salom, we're grateful. And I saw a window collapsing under the strength of the fire a while ago. Right, you're watching News360, and we will bring you moments from the early pictures that we got from the Coconut Grove Hotel in Accra. And keep watching TV3, and you're watching live pictures from the Coconut Grove Hotel, which we've told you about, that the hotel is on fire, and the building houses the television station, and also the GN Bank. Now let's go back to early pictures from the Coconut Grove Hotel when we were told that the building is on fire, and we tried to speak to our reporter Salom Amenya. These are pictures of how the situation started, what we saw early this afternoon on TV3.
We understand that it started around 4:30 p.m. Right. And even people at TV3, we could see smoke billowing from the premises of the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel. And although the cause of the fire is yet to be determined, we understand that it may have possibly started from the television station.
Right. And the hotel is close to the headquarters of the Ghana Immigration Service at North Ridge in Accra.
So these are the pictures, smoke billowing from the top floor room of one of the structures which was engulfed by fire. Then the personnel of the Ghana Police Service and Ghana National Fire Service were over there trying to put the fire under control. However, they ran into difficulties. Yes,
the tenders had to go and refill and return, and they ran out of water again. And we are also told that the officers of the Ghana Immigration Service was affected by this, and they also fought the fire from their premises. And we saw now individual efforts trying to fight the fire. It's quite a pretty difficult situation. And as we're told, we know the structure and the companies and the businesses, and they belong to Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom, the flag bearer of the PPP in the 2016 elections.
As at now, no casualty has been recorded, and we understand that workers were also evacuated. You're still watching News 360. We have more coming up shortly. Do stay with us. You're still watching News 360, and the breaking news this hour: fire engulfs Coconut Grove Regency Hotel. We will bring you updates on this developing story, but let's go to the Volta region, where there is a situation at hand over there, because a 15-year-old girl has been shot dead, bringing the death toll in the renewed Nkonya-Alavanyo clashes to 3. This happened Friday when gunshots by unknown persons hit the girl in the neck. Meanwhile, the Volta Regional Security Council and the Military High Command have appealed to the feuding communities to cease fire and come forward with credible information.
Journalists, you see?
The renewed fighting followed the killing of 2 palm wine tappers from Nkonya Ahinkro on Wednesday. Residents say sporadic gunshots were heard from the volatile area throughout Friday. This reportedly intensified around 5 p.m. when gunshots by unknown persons were heard close to Nkonya Tai. Even though the military and police responded to keep the unknown men at bay, a 15-year-old girl was hit by a bullet in the neck, leading to her death. There was exchange of gunfire between the unknown gunmen stationed on a hill called Toje and the military and police stationed in the communities. The gunmen came back firing from the hilltop again by 8 o'clock Saturday morning. The visiting Volta Regional Security Council, led by the regional minister, Archibald Lecha, was unhappy.
No, people are being attacked in their homes. People are being attacked in the outskirts of Nkonya, outskirts of Alavanyo. That's the problem. It's nothing to do with the disputed land. So it is pure crime, and we have to investigate it.
The general officer commanding the Southern Command of the Ghana Armed Forces, Brigadier General Thomas Opompepra, called for calm.
So we are appealing to you that you collaborate with all the security services, the police, the military, and all other security agencies, so that anybody who falls, who violates the law, should be brought, to face the law. When we get that emotion, then it gives us, those of us, to ensure peace and security, the momentum to maintain the peace.
Meanwhile, military and police presence in the area is being beefed up to increase surveillance and security.
It's another worrying situation over there, and that conflict has gone on for about 95 years. Very serious situation.
So many years at the moment, we're not really expecting it to come back, and then when you think that it's over, just when it pops up again. Well, there's still some more to focus on from the Alavanyo area, and the police are yet to make any arrest 3 days after unknown assailant shot and killed 2 persons from Nkonya Ahinkro and injured 1. Peter Kwadato reports the remains of the deceased and the injured were retrieved by some youth from Nkonya Ahinkro.
The Nkonya-Alavanyo conflict has been a perennial one, dating as far back as 1923 over land dispute. It's lingered on and almost becoming an annual affair. The latest incident is the reported shooting of some youth from Nkonya Hinkro who were tapping palm wine close to the town. 2 victims reportedly died on the spot, but the third was rushed to the Volta Regional Hospital Ho, where he is currently on admission. According to the residents, the police declined to visit the crime scene to retrieve the remains of the deceased and even the injured, who at the time was in a critical condition, citing insecurity. It took the bravery of some youth groups to put their lives at stake for the sake of their community.
But our concern, as I'm saying now, is police are not be able to visit the place of crime, which is unusual. It's now getting 48 hours now. Immediately there's a crime, police have the mandate to go and visit there so that the clues would not be tampered with.
We were told security was beefed up on Thursday, April 20. Yet, the military deployment only drove through Nkonya Hinkro Township to the temporary camp at Nkonya Tai without any reference to where the incident occurred. By 11 Friday morning, another team of military personnel arrived in the town together with few police investigators from Ho, led by the regional crime officer, Superintendent Wanda Koku Dogbevia. They held a closed-door discussion with the traditional leaders of Nkonya Hinkro before returning to Kwando. The police later confirmed there has been no arrest and they yet to visit the crime scene.
The environment now is not favorable for the security to proceed to the scene. So at the appropriate time, we'll visit the scene. We'll go as early as possible after we have finished assessing the security situation.
The paramount queen of the Nkonya traditional area, Nana Otubia, is saddened by the development.
The disputed land is about 10 or more miles from where this incident occurs. So we ask that why? Is it that the Alavanyo people are waiting for us to cultivate our farms, and when the produce is ready and we are going for it, they come and attack us? They would never attack us when it's farming season.
They called on the Inspector General of Police to intervene to ensure safety of lives and property.
Away from the Volta region, let's see what's happening in the Ashanti region, and we understand that pests suspected to be armyworms have invaded several cocoa farms in the Dwusu-Dwabe municipality. Affected farmers say they are recording huge losses despite the application of pesticides to control the disease. A report by Ibrahim Abubakar.
The invasion of the worms on cocoa farms in Atia, Amampama and Kona, among other cocoa-growing communities in the Dwusu-Dwabe municipality, is likely to affect the 1 million metric tons target of cocoa production in the country if immediate measures are not put in place to address it. Several acres of cocoa farms in the affected areas have been destroyed by the worms and continue to spread to other farms. While some farmers have managed to harvest half of their expected produce, others have lost everything. Isaac Nyaku works on a 4-acre cocoa farm. He lost all his investment on the 4-acre land last year when the worms invaded his farm. The 46-year-old farmer replanted again, and 3 out of the 4 acres have again been invaded by the worms.
We don't get the production quantity we expect. It does not help both farmers and government for development.
20 million. 1 million bit me at my company now.
Another cocoa farmer, Thomas Muller, said he experienced the invasion last year but was not as severe as this year. He pleaded with the government to fast-track moves to assist them control the spread of the worms to other farms.
Last year, by now and yet.
It happened last year, but on a smaller scale. The worms eat around the cocoa pod and also destroy the cocoa leaves. We appeal to the government for help and any other NGO that wants to help us.
The Dwusu-Dwabe district chief cocoa farmer Nana Kofi-Mpieni feared Ghana may not be able to achieve its target of producing 1 million tons of cocoa if the invasion of the armyworms on cocoa farms is not controlled. The Ejisu Joabin Agric Extension Officer Solomon Kuma confirmed that the pests that have invaded the cocoa farms are armyworms. He said the concern of the farmers came to their notice on Friday and that the affected farms will be sprayed on Monday to control spread to other farms.
So we came in and then it's true, we saw there is a problem with armyworm at Etia. So we immediately called the office and then they made the necessary arrangement that we should have the farmers' name written down, their signatures and other things, that we can write well bills based on that one and then bring the chemical to them on Monday for them to just spray. So we've organized the farmers, their machines and everything. So immediately on Monday morning, I think the spraying will just start.
The worms eat around the cocoa pod and produce some black spots impeding its growth. The armyworms have currently invaded cocoa farms in Mampontein, Kona, Atia, Boamai and Amampama, all in the Ashanti region. Farmers have been advised to report any unusual pest invasion on their farms to their district agric office to avert severe loss.
And let's remain in the Ashanti region and talk about sanitation. Now, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly is to reintroduce sanitation police to ensure a clean environment in the city. The sanitation police would educate residents on sanitation issues and also ensure strict enforcement of KMA bylaws on sanitation. Benjamin Edu reports.
Sanitation in Kumasi is poor. Filth has engulfed most parts of the city. Drains are choked with garbage and human excreta. Open spaces, which should serve as recreational grounds, have become defecating and dumping sites for all kinds of waste. The mayor of Kumasi, Osei Esibe Entry, and his team visited the Dompoase landfill site in Kumasi to ascertain the progress of work and challenges facing them. He expressed the Assembly's determination to address sanitation challenges in the city.
That is why from yesterday we have not slept. We are going around. That is why we are here. Because if we evacuate it, we have to bring it here. So that is why we are here, to see that the landfill is proper. So if the landfill is there, then the next thing is that you go back and make sure you have the human capital, you have the vehicles to cut them and bring them here. And apart from that, also to talk to those who generate the waste.
The team also visited Asafo refuse dump sites in Brotia and Brokrom, where refuse had piled up for months, now posing health hazards for residents. Osei Esibe Entry promised the Assembly will do everything possible to save the situation.
You're still watching News 360, and the breaking news this hour: fire has engulfed the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, and personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service are trying so hard to bring the fire under control. And shortly we will go to the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, and the fire started around 4:30 p.m. Currently, what we know is that workers have been evacuated and no casualty have been recorded. And personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service are trying so hard so that the fire does not spread to Ghana Immigration Service as well as other buildings around the area. So we'll bring you updates shortly. Very soon, Salom Amenya will join us for updates on the situation at the Coconut Grove Hotel. Meanwhile, before that, let's continue with our story. Sandroche Hene Osajefo Amweto for opinion has accused some licensed small-scale miners of giving out part of their land to people who engage in galamsey for money. Sandroche Hene was speaking on TV3 current affairs program Hot Issues.
They come in legally, and before you know, the whole place is a mess. They have stopped mining in Johannesburg. They have transformed the city. They are creating jobs. How long are we going to mine? Are we going to leave some of this deposit underneath the land for our future generation? Why should we mine everything that we see in our time?
The Ochehene Osajefo Amweto for opinion stressed the need to use force to stop illegal miners in their tracks.
These guys will not stop until we put coercive force to dismantle the operation. And then we will think what we're going to do with the damaged land and the water bodies that have been polluted. We have to stop them because it has happened before. If we don't sustain it, they are going to come back.
The Chehene is of the view that for the ban on galamsey to be sustained, there is the need to create jobs for the people.
We need to create jobs in this country. We need to find alternative livelihoods for these guys. We need to make sure that we can plant trees and do something, educate our people. Part of the responsibility of government is to create jobs so you can kill poverty. This thing is economically driven and poverty driven.
On 60 years of Ghana's independence, Osagyefo Amoitofo said Ghana has not lived up to its potential. He explained at independence, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was of the conviction that 15 years on, Ghana would be an industrialized nation.
Mind you, at the time that we were at par with South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore. In fact, the then government said that by the turn of the century, Ghana, together with these countries, would be a first nation. We're not. We have not loved this nation anymore. We don't do things that make the nation look good.
And before we return to the situation at the Coconut Group Hotel, calm has been restored at Agbogbloshie after violent clashes erupted Tuesday, April 11, 2017. Meanwhile, the joint security forces comprising the military and police continue to patrol the area until the situation normalizes.
Ethnic-related attacks among slum dwellers are not new in Agbogbloshie. 3 persons, including a pregnant woman, died following clashes at Agbogbloshie in Accra last 2 weeks, with many injured.
Trading activities here at the Agbogbloshie Yam Market came to an abrupt end following a feud between some factions of the slum dwellers. And as you can see behind me, the traders are back to business, going about their normal duties without any disturbances.
20 formed police unit officers with 4 water cannons were present as the search is still ongoing to clamp down on suspicious characters and vehicles. The formed barricade that was erected to cordon off the area has now been removed. Information given us by the police indicated that 1 person was arrested last 4 days trying to transport ammunition to the northern region. The suspect is currently in police grips, assisting in further investigations. Some of the traders at the Konkomba Yam Market prayed for peace to prevail to enable them go about their normal trading activities.
So we want the government to let the place to be peace for us, because if we say our people should reiterate, it will bring another problem. So he has already lost his life, so we have to maintain that one and keep the place peaceful.
The secretary of the Kokumba Yam Market, Ezekiel Dana, says a meeting has been scheduled between leaders of both sides to help maintain lasting peace in the area.
We are doing our best as a leadership for the market to maintain peace so that the business can thrive. Konkwama Youth Association, the president himself has also come to add his voice to what we have always been saying, that there should be peace.
Clashes in April 2015 between the Gombes and Zamberima traders left 4 people, including a police officer, injured. Also, a clash in November 2014 left 2 people dead.
And you're watching News 360, and as we've been telling you all afternoon, the Coconut Group Hotel in Accra is on fire. The building houses the ATV and also the GN Bank, Dr. Indom's businesses, on fire. We will return to the situation and bring an update with our reporter Selom Amenyo, who is still waiting to gather some more information. Then we'll be speaking to him. News 360 will return shortly.
And tonight in this segment, Van Veka says his reign as vice president of the Ghana Actors Guild will see unity. The famous actor added his interest in the position is as a result of his passion to see the movie industry prosper. He shared his plans with Adjoa Amofose.
I wanted the ground to open so I go right in.
You should have known better. But you really don't shit there.
I know, right? I messed up. Damn.
Van Vicker says the perception of disunity between the old and young actors, as well as between the Accra-based actors and their colleagues in Kumasi, must be resolved. This, he said, has aroused his interest in the bid for the vice president of the Actors Guild. He believes his involvement will motivate others to join the guild.
We need to unite as a group. I've been to a number of meetings, and that's one of the biggest concerns. It's like we are not one. And in order for us to build, in order for us to ignite these policies or implement these policies, we need to be one. A good number of my kind have spoken to me and encouraged me because they also are tired of sitting on the fence. They want to come in, they want to have a say.
Vickers said his vision for the guild is to revive the interest of his colleague actors and actresses to be part of the movie industry. He reiterated that the guild needs competent individuals to execute and implement realistic plans to move it forward. Talking about his joint campaign with Abeku Sego and Papani, the father of three said based on his ideologies, the two had the expertise to plan and initiate innovations that would be beneficial to members. The 39-year-old superstar, who has 9 movies to his credit as the sole producer, cleared the air on his refusal to star in other movies.
I have featured in a lot more movies since I started doing my own. And I know some people have been spreading rumors that nowadays Van doesn't act in anybody's movies except his. Absolutely not true.
Coming up, some entertainment tidbits.
April 21, 2016 will forever be remembered by soul music lovers as the day the Purple Rain ceased to fall.
Purple rain, purple rain. Only wanna see you laughing there. Purple rain.
The day music legend Prince passed on. A year ago, superstar Prince was found dead as a result of a drug overdose at Paisley Park, his recording complex. Paisley Park, which has been turned into a museum, will host a plethora of activities ranging from concert performances by Prince's former bandmates to panel discussions and exhibition shows. Never before seen photos were also released by Prince's art director Steve Park, titled Picturing Prince. To mark the 1-year anniversary, take a look.
And you're watching News 360, and we're going back to the situation at the Coconut Grove Hotel. As we've been telling you the whole afternoon, Coconut Grove Hotel in Accra is on fire. The building houses the ATV, GN Bank, and these are all businesses belonging to the PPP flag bearer for 2016 election, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom. We know the fire has destroyed properties that are worth thousands of Ghana cedis. And at the time of reporting, we know that nobody has been injured. People were evacuated from the building. The vehicles were moved away from the building before the fire got out of hand. And at the moment, we're being told that the fire has been brought under some kind of control. It's not been put out exactly. And we'll bring you more updates on News at 10 later tonight on TV3. And keep watching. We'll bring you the details as soon as we're able to gather more. We're hoping to speak to our reporter, broadcast journalist, Selom Amenya, who is right back at the Coconut Grove. Selom, can you hear me? It's difficult to get in touch with Selom at the moment due to technical difficulties, but we will be able to speak to him and then bring you more details on the Coconut Grove Hotel situation in Accra on News at 10 later tonight.
And that's it for News 360. Thanks so much for your company. I am Portia Gabo.
And I'm Issa Moni. Have a good evening.
News 360.